This is class 62 of Kerala PSC HSA English. Hello everyone, I'm Sri Lakshmi S. We are going to the next topic of the module Linguistics, Phonetics and History of Language, that is classification of speech sounds. Speech sounds can be broadly divided into two groups, vowels and consonants. Vowels are voiced sounds articulated with a stricture of open approximation. That is, the active articulator, the tongue, is raised towards the passive articulator, the roof of the mouth, in such a way as to leave sufficient space between them for the air to escape freely and continuously, unaccompanied by any audible frictional noise. Vowel limit. It is the highest level to which the tongue can be raised and a sound produced without a frictional noise. Vowels can be classified based on three criteria. First one is according to the position of lips, rounded and unrounded vowels. Rounded vowels are those during the production of which the lips are rounded, that is drawn together so that the opening between them is more or less round, like U, O, etc. Unrounded vowels are those during the articulation of which the lips are spread or neutral. For example, E, A, etc. Now, second criteria is based on the part of the tongue that is raised. That is front vowels, back vowels and central vowels. Front vowels are those vowels in the production of which the front of the tongue is raised towards the hard palate. Back vowels are those vowels during the production of which the back of the tongue is raised towards the soft palate. And central vowels are those vowels during the production of which the center of the tongue is raised towards a part of the roof of the mouth where the hard palate and the soft palate meet. The third criteria is on the basis of the height to which the tongue is raised. That is close, half open and open vowels. High or close vowels are those vowels during the production of which the tongue is raised close to the roof of the mouth. Low or open vowels are those in the production of which the tongue is kept low, that is far away from the roof of the mouth. For half close, the tongue occupies a position 1/3 of the distance from close to open, and for half open, 2/3 of the distance. Next is cardinal vowels. There are 8 cardinal vowels. These are specially selected vowel sounds which can conveniently be used as points of reference from which other vowels can be measured. They are not actual vowels belonging to any particular language. They can be used as points of reference with which the vowels of particular languages can be compared. It was introduced by Daniel Jones. So our English received pronunciation has 20 vowel sounds, 12 of which are pure vowels or monophthongs, and the other 8 are vowel glides or diphthongs. Under pure vowels or monophthongs, we have 7 short vowels and 5 long vowels and 8 diphthongs. Diphthongs are sounds during the articulation of which the tongue starts in the position of a particular vowel and moves in the direction of the position of another vowel within a single syllable. In other words, diphthongs are vowel glides or vowels with a changing quality. The first element will be the starting point and the second element will be towards the direction of the movement. And there are closing diphthongs and centering diphthongs. Closing diphthongs glide towards a close of a high vowel, and there are 5 closing diphthongs, and centering diphthongs move on the direction of the central vowel. And there are also falling diphthongs and rising diphthongs. In falling diphthongs, the first element will be prominent, and in the rising diphthongs, second element will be prominent. And there is one more grouping under closing diphthongs, that is fronting diphthongs and retracting diphthongs. And that is based on the glide, the direction of the glide towards a front vowel and the back vowel. Okay, next is consonants. Consonants include all breathed or voiceless sounds, and those voice sounds produced by means of an obstruction in the mouth or by a narrowing of the air passage, giving rise to a frictional noise. Consonants are divided on the basis of points of articulation and manner of articulation. Points of articulation. First one is labial. In the production of labial sounds, the lips are involved. These may be again divided into bilabial and labiodental. In bilabial, both lips are involved, and in labiodental, upper row of teeth against lower lip. Next is dental sounds. The sounds are produced with the tip of the tongue against the upper row of teeth. Next is alveolar. Here the sounds are produced with the tip of the tongue against the teeth ridge. Post-alveolar, tip of the tongue held close to and not touching the rear part of the teeth ridge. The first consonant in the English vowels, write, record, etc. is an example of a post-alveolar sound. Next is palatoalveolar. Here, alveolar articulation and also the front of the tongue is raised towards the hard palate. Next is palatal sounds. Here sounds are produced by the front of the tongue is raised towards the hard palate. Then velar. Velar sounds are produced when the back of the tongue is raised towards the soft palate. And glottal sounds are produced in the glottis. The next is manner of articulation. First one is plosive. Here there is a complete closure of airstream at some point and a sudden release. The air escapes through the oral cavity with a small explosive noise. P, B, T, D, K, G. These are plosive sounds. We can again divide these into incomplete plosive and nasal plosion. Incomplete plosive occurs when a plosive consonant is followed by another plosive or an affricate sound in the same word. Nasal plosion occurs when air escapes through nose when a plosive is followed by a nasal sound. Next is affricates. Here there is a complete closure but gradual release. There is only an audible friction. Next is fricatives. Here the articulators are brought close together and the air escapes through the narrow passage between them, producing an audible friction or hissing sound. Both affricates and fricatives are also known as sibilants. Next is trill or roll. It is typical of Scottish English. Here articulators are brought into contact with each other a number of times, producing rapid intermittent taps. Instead, a series of taps, if a single tap is made by the articulators quickly coming together and going away, we have a tap or a flap. Next is lateral. Lateral sounds are produced when oral passage is blocked at the center but open at the sides. Then nasal sounds. Here there is a complete closure and the soft palate is kept lowered so that the nasal passage of air is open. Next is frictionless continuance. These are consonants that can be prolonged for a long time without any audible friction. Then semi-vowels. Here the speech organ glide from one vowel position to another. Both frictionless continuants and semi-vowels are called approximants. Next is a short topic named retroflex sounds. These sounds are produced by curling the tip of the tongue and raising it against the roof of the mouth. Many Indian languages have such sounds, but they are absent in English. So here ends our class on the classification of speech sounds. Now check out the answers of the one word substitutes that I have given last class. So that's all for today. Thank you and stay tuned with the channel.